Hi, Leather Rokk here. That was Tabby Boy. I don't think he likes the sound of my clapboard, so he jumps away. So today I wanted to talk to you about this brand new palette, the Take Me Back to Brazil from B&H Cosmetics. It's not brand new as in they didn't just make it. It's been out for a while, but it's new to me. So I wanted to do a tutorial on the look that I've got right now, but I also wanted to talk about it, give you some of my first impressions, and I hope you don't mind, but I am consulting my notebook here because this is actually the fourth time I played around with it, and to be honest with you, I have some mixed feelings about this palette, and I will reference my notes for it. Now, one thing I noticed, and I'm going to show you the colors here. The lighter, most of these shades are, they're opaque. Most of them are matte. But the first colors I tried were the lightest colors up here. And the real pale colors, to me, for my purposes, did not give me the intense color payoff that I was hoping they would be. The lightest colors go on sheer, and the yellow, as a matter of fact, I had so much problems with it that I actually ended up adding water to it. And when I did, I ended up I had to literally dig out some of the color, and I took a couple of still photographs of what I came up with, and I was really not happy with them. I was almost got to the point that I regretted buying this, but when it comes to makeup that I buy, I try to make it work. I try to find a use for it. Like that eye pencil that didn't work on my eyelids, I just used that for my eyebrows. I find some way to use something so I can use it up. But be advised, not all of the colors in this palette go on the exact same way. And for me, the lighter colors are so close to my skin color that they went on very, very sheer. And these aren't the baked shadows, these are pressed pigments. And I think you could probably do damage to the colors in the pots if you put water on them. That's why a lot of people use fixative setting sprays or different things, and they spray on the brush, but they don't really get the shadows wet themselves. I tend to get a brush really, really wet and then get the pans wet. And I don't know that that's such a good idea with this palette. These go on kind of chalky. They seem like they have a lot of talc in them. And I haven't used every single color yet, but the first colors I did use went on much sheerer than I would have liked. But the colors I have on now, I'm pretty happy with, and this is actually a cut crease look, and stick around and I'll tell you all about it. Alright, I'm going to tie my hair up. It is so hot in my house. I was out earlier to go putz around in my garden. We were supposed to get rain past couple of days and we didn't, and I was really concerned that my garden would dry out, so I went with some water today, and I had to transplant some baby kales and one pepper plant, and I harvested some for dinner today, and I really didn't get that much because it was too dark at that point and I was afraid to do damage. Okay, I gotta find something to clip my hair with. Hold on a second. Oh boy. Okay, I'm back. Boy, I'm melting. Do I look like I'm melting? Okay, let's get a really good look at this before I take the one eye off and stuff. Alrighty. Now, gonna get got my washcloth, got my tissues, got my trusty coconut oil. Alright. Yes, boy, am I hot. I had to close all my windows because since it's not raining out there, there's a lot of activity outside. There are cars full of gang members blasting rap music, and I'm really concerned about music bleeding over because I don't want a copyright strike. So if you hear any accidental hip-hop music, believe me, it's not what I want. Okay. It's my coconut oil. Now, gee, look how fast it's melting. It is so... Look at that, boy. I don't know what temperature it is out there. It feels like it's 80 something. Whatever it is out there, it's good 15 degrees warmer in my house. Okay. Here we go. I am wearing a waterproof gel eyeliner, so, but they don't, that's not hard to take off with a good oil. Oh my. You know what, let me use a real mirror for this. Okay. Alrighty. Now the first thing I'm going to do, if I can see because I've got oil in my eyes, the first thing I'm going to do is apply some more of my foundation on my eyelid. And today I'm using one of my two favorites. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the lightest color I could find, which is 102 Porcelain. And oh, it sounds like there's police out there. Get 'em! Go get 'em! When I was at my garden today, there were all these people hanging out blasting that infernal rap music, and even though I was all the way in my garden, the sound was bouncing off, so that racket was going right into the garden, and I was giving them all these dirty looks, and it was like if my dirty looks could be daggers, it would have been a bloodbath. And you should have seen the shenanigans that were going on. And then at one point I saw a cop car and I thought he was going to take him away, and he was off to go see something else. You know, I mean, I appreciate that we have police doing the beat and stuff, but if they can't tell who the dirtbags are... Okay, now that I've got this, now usually I like to go back with a real sticky coating, but because there's already oil on my skin, I think that should be sticky enough for my purposes. You know what? I'm going to use this on top of it, the e.l.f. Complete Coverage Concealer, and I'm going to use the lightest shade, and I'm going to go back over. As you can see, the lightest shade in this isn't even as light as my foundation, but this is nice and creamy. So if you want a nice surface to adhere, and also for the carving of the cut crease that I'm about to show you. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do with this shadow is I am going to apply a green. I'm going to use this green here, and I'm using a mini brush set from B&H Cosmetics. It was called the Sculpt and Blend brush set, and it's real nice, travel size, fits in most makeup bags and things, and it's very portable. And this could also be used to apply concealer if you wanted to, but I'm using it for this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, you know what? Actually, the first thing I did was there are two whites here. This is a little bit more of a matte, and this is more of a shimmer with almost green flecks in it. I'm going to use the matte. There's already some on the brush, and I'm going to sweep over just so it's not nearly as sticky. Okay, and as you can see, white blends in when you're a weighty McWhitester like myself. Okay, now onto the green. I'm going to lightly go, not quite as high as the brow bone, but just so that this shows up above the cut crease that we're going to carve out. And I'm not doing this really opaquely. I want to have a hint of green just to have like a halo effect over the purple. Okay, it doesn't really need to be any more than that. So it's pretty subtle. I don't know if that even shows up. I can definitely see it in my mirror. Okay, then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to carve out a cut crease. And for that, I go into my e.l.f. Complete Coverage Concealer. And it comes with a tiny little brush like this. It's really great for like detailing around the nose or whatever. And I'm going to use the lightest one. And what I'm going to do is, by carving the crease, I mean I'm going to go like this. And then I'm going to go down like this. Now, in the event that this picks up color, all you do is you wipe it off on your hand, go back into your concealer, and then you want to completely cover the green. Just leave a tiny little bit of a halo kind of effect, but you want to give the shadow something to stick at, and you want to put this all the way to the lash line, because you really want a moist, sticky surface for the rest of the colors. Alright, now that we've done that, now's time for the purple. And the purples are where this Take Me Back to Brazil palette really shines. I am using the top purple here that's almost, it's not really fuchsia, but it's a pinker as opposed to a bluer purple. And want to get a nice coverage on the brush, and then you want to sweep. You want to actually start just where the cut crease area is. If it starts to pick up some of the concealer, just wipe the moist part back on your hand, dip the brush back into the color, and you want to cover that area that we just carved out. I'm going right to the corner. If sweeping takes too much off, just apply it like this. Now, I'm not going all the way down to the lid. I need to have some color exposed because I have other colors that I need to apply. Okay. I'm going to sweep it just a little bit more. And I'm not trying for subtle. The other last two looks I did were kind of muted, but I really prefer a strong eye. And of course, I prefer my eyes to match. Let's see if I can pull that off. I mean, I get a lot of effects like this without actually having to cut the crease. But the advantage of doing a cut crease is you get, instead of a subtle gradation between one color or another, you get a color that really stands out. It's high contrast. It's not the natural look. And I find the natural look to be boring as all get out, so. And I think life's too short to be boring. I really think it is. Alright, now we are putting two different shades of blue on here. I want to make sure that I have the right brush. I think this is it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I beg your pardon. No. For one of the blues, I actually have a brush like this. It had a handle on it, but I can't find a handle that fits. And one thing, when you're using inexpensive brushes, sometimes the brush head is going to end up coming off the handle of the brush. I can't afford $30 or $40 brushes like maybe some of you use, so I'm going to use what I can afford. And because I'm on a budget, I can't advocate people to spend more than they can afford. Now, the blue that I'm using right here is the top blue on this palette, and I really like this brush because it's small and it's really good for detailing. And I'm getting it on both sides, and here I'm going to start at the inner corner, and I'm getting about maybe a ½ inch of coverage. If it starts to shear out, just go back into the palette and put some more on. I'm going as high as the purple starts. And of course the idea is for both eyes to match. See, that's the only downside to doing the makeup tutorials this way, is I have to, for one thing, remember exactly the sequence of the colors, and for the other, get them to match. Okay, this looks like it's about ½ inch. Alright, first blue done. Now, second blue, going to get this brush here, and I'm going to use this blue down here, all the way down on the bottom. It looks kind of blackish, but trust me, it's not. And I'm going to get nice coverage on this brush, and then I'm going to go take this blue. I'm actually going to take it to the edge almost, because I'm going to cover some of that up with black. And make sure that there's no skin showing between the lighter blue and the darker blue. Okay? Alright, now we're going to go in with the black. And it's really convenient that this palette has a black and 2 whites. The first version of Take Me Back to Brazil did not have the black and the whites. So this edition here, you've got 3 more colors, and black and white are always great to have. And this is not a shiny black, it's not a frosted black, it's a matte black. Even though I do have other shades of black, not in palettes, but in single pans. Now with this, I'm going to just use the outside, and I'm going to flick it up. And if the black doesn't show up, dip it some more. And I'm going to cover like the outer third and sweep it up, being careful not to get crumblies below. If the other side doesn't look like it's matching, just give it a little more on the other side so they match. Okay, now I'm going to get out this pot gel eyeliner. I really like this a lot. This actually is waterproof on me. This is the L'Oreal Lacquer Liner 24-hour, and it comes in a gel pot. I've showed it to you before, and it comes with its own brush. And I'm so glad that I found this liner, because I have such a hard time finding truly waterproof eyeliners. And I find that you can use this brush a number of times before it finally cakes on it and gets hard, and you have to wash it and start it over. So now make sure that your line is very, very, very thin. And as much as I usually like to start my eyeliner here, it's better to start more like this. Very fine line, because the idea is not to obscure the liner. Once it gets to the black, you're not going to see it, so you don't have to worry about winging it up. Well, I'm going to get some more. I'm going to do the lower lash line. You know what? I see a little problem. I see some of the blue came off down here. I don't want that, so I'm hitting it with the wet washcloth. Alrighty. See, can you tell this is live? Now, I'm going to dry it with paper towel. Okay. Now, I'm going to start at the outer corner. Very fine line to the corner. Okay, I hope they match. Now, I am using a mascara, but I'm not using a black mascara. I'm using a purple mascara from NYX. This is not waterproof, but it is a nice purple shade. A lot of times when you have a bright colored eyeshadow, colored mascaras often do not show up. But because there's blue and then the purple and then the tiniest bit of green, I think this does show up. And you don't need a lot. Hopefully this shows up. I mean, my lashes are really nothing to speak of. But it is what it is. I really like this mascara a lot. When it runs out, I'm definitely going to get it again. Colored mascaras can be good if you choose not to wear eyeshadow and you just want to use an eyeliner and a mascara. Then when you're out in the sunlight shows up the mascara. Now, I don't generally go out without a full face of makeup, and eyeshadow is very important to me. But it's nice to have the option, and you could get really creative with graphic eyeliner, and you could do eyeliner in the crease and all these different things if you have a good eyeliner that doesn't smear. And that's really hard to find. Alrighty, now I'm going to check to see if they match. If by any chance you see any lid color showing, then just go over it with the eyeshadow that matches. In this case, it's purple that needs to show. So I'm going to go over with the brush, and where I see skin, just touch it back to the purple. This does not require any blending. Just want to try to get both sides to match. And of course my vision isn't perfect, especially now that I have a coating of oil on my eyes. But looks like it matches to me. Now let me tell you what else I have on my face. Alrighty. The lipstick I'm wearing is from B&H Cosmetics. It's the Cream Luxe lipstick. And the color is... Damn it. Why they have labels that have no contrast on them, I don't know. And you know, I can't see. Whatever the purple shade is what it is. And when I saw it, I just thought it was to die for. This, if you have purple hair, I'm sure this could also work as an eyebrow color. If you want to know what I have on my eyebrows, it is an NYC lipstick. I think it's called Vamp It Up. It almost looks black in the tube, but it's not. And you could shear this out to make it look much more purple than black. And I applied a very thin eyeliner brush, and I used that on my eyebrows, following their shape. I actually have very bushy eyebrows that I inherited from my father, and since the only time I really plucked them was when I was in high school, and my mother advised me to only pluck here in here and not to over pluck. And of course, if you pluck your eyebrows too much, they'll just won't grow back, and then you'll be stuck with Marlene Dietrich eyebrows. And if you find that attractive, more power to you. I don't. I'm so glad that eyebrows are in now, and that they have people that are accentuating their eyebrows, because if you weren't blessed with dark, perfect eyebrows, I mean, I like the shape of my eyebrows, but I'm a natural redhead, which means that my eyebrows don't have much color to them, so I have no choice but to color them. So that's another reason why I don't like to look at myself without makeup on, because at least to have eyebrows. You people with naturally dark hair and naturally dark eyebrows are so lucky. You really are, because you are the people that can walk around without makeup and you're still beautiful, probably. But if you don't have eyebrows, I think it's harder to be beautiful, which is not to say that you can't be beautiful with pale eyebrows. I'm not saying that at all. For instance, albinos probably don't show up their eyebrows, and albinos are absolutely beautiful. There's all kinds of beauty in this world, and I think you should celebrate the beauty that you have. And if anybody tries to make you feel inadequate because you don't have whatever look, just don't listen to them. There's too much negativity out there, and you shouldn't feel bad about yourself just because your beauty standards don't jive with somebody else's. You're really lucky to be living in this day and age when there's inclusivity and all kinds of beauty, all shapes and sizes and colors are celebrated. So be grateful you're alive today. So with any luck, you're represented. Okay, as usual, this is my contour. It's actually an eyeshadow from CoverGirl. It's their professional eye enhancers in the color Jam and Improvisation. I use a crappy little blush brush from a cheapo blush compact that I had years ago. I just do a slash here and here with only minimal blending. And for my highlighter, I've been using the B&H Cosmetics Blacklight Highlight Palette. And I used this for the streak here and here. Now, I didn't just use highlighter on my face, nose, here, Cupid's bone here. If you look closely, I also used highlighter on my clavicle. I used some here and here. And I used some of the blue because I figured it would go well with the bikini top. And I used some there's two pinks here. One pink has like lavender flecks in it, and another pink has like a blue cast. So I used two different shades of highlighter. Maybe you can see if I go close like this. You could, if you wanted to, also do highlighter here and here, but I'm not going anywhere after I do this. I'm filming this a little earlier than I usually do. Right now it's 2:10 a.m. I already took a shower today, and I'm probably going to take another shower because I feel like the Wicked Witch of the West. I'm melting! I'm melting! That's how it feels. If you have air conditioning, you suck and I hate you. Just joking. I don't hate anybody. Unless you want to blow me up or something, then I don't like you. But I got no problems with people having better things than me because you work for it, you deserve it. But I still wish I had air conditioning. But let me think if there's anything else that I forgot. Oh yeah, this is the nail polish that I've been wearing. It's basically a bunch of big chunky glitters in a clear base. And who makes it? The lettering is too small and I can't read it. My vision is so crappy now. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could have forgotten. I guess not. Alright, well, that was some commentary and a tutorial out of the Take Me Back to Brazil. I'm going to find some more looks for you, and I will make some more. But before I close this, I want to consult with the notes here to see if there's anything else that I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, another thing about this palette, especially if you're using the lighter shades like this, if you have a watery eye problem like I did, you might find that as your eyelids get wet, the colors will slide off. that was my experience. Especially the pale pink. If you're a real light skinned person, this pale pink might not show up on you. The yellows, the golds, even this color really didn't show up too well. And then when my eyelids got wet, I had to reapply it. I had to reapply those colors like 3 times one day, the first day I tried it. So be advised of that. Now, next couple of days, I'll try some more looks to do some more of the colors. But the darker the colors are and the brighter the colors are, the better they will show up. Now, your mileage may vary, but that's been my experience with this. So far, actually, I like the Aurora Lights palette more than this one. But this probably has better variety and it has more colors to it. So, with that said, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like me and my content, I'd love to have you subscribe. When you do, hit the bell notification. You'll know when I make my next upload. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays is my schedule. And I'd love to have you along for the ride. Watch my adventures. You gotta be a better family than the family I'm stuck with. So, till then, I'll talk to you soon. Hope you're not too hot. Talk to you later. Bye.